Hi, and welcome to the Traveling Knitter channel. This is the August knitting podcast. My name is Steph, and I live in Columbus, Ohio, and I love to craft. I love crafting so much. I'm saying crafting instead of knitting because it is larger than just knitting. But this was a very successful month. Both knitting and reading, to be honest, and working out. It's been great. Have I done much else? I have to think about it. It's because of the World Cup. So we won't dwell on that. Anyway, I have two finished objects to show you, and I am wearing a knitted item. I'll sort of stand up to show it to you. It is... You can see my really great biker shorts. So this is what is this? This is a Jessie Maed design. I forget what this is called. So I knit this out of a Lion Brand cotton, and as you can see, I made mine really big. So it's got this much positive ease. I wanted it to be loose, but what I did not think about is that the apex of the bust was going to be extended out. And so what ends up happening is, well, one, the straps fall down a lot because they're on the end here, but then the excess yarn folds and does this. So... And it won't do it evenly. Like sometimes it'll do it to the back like that. And then it's like poking out. So essentially, this was not this big when I made it. It has grown even more than my swatch grew. Also, the way that the cotton is twisted and the way that I knit, everything is sort of on a bias. And it's the same on the back. So it is pretty much reversible. You can, like, they're identical. So ultimately that could have been the front yesterday. So yeah, you do drop stitches and you're supposed to have this really nice edging, which is nice, but when it gets up to the sleeves, it doesn't stay out. I blocked it. It just, not with this yarn. It doesn't. So I will make this again, and I will pick my size, that's for sure. I will not knit the whatever larger size, because it is very big. It's very big. But I still think it looks cute. It's just a little, it's just like medium annoying to like constantly mess with the sleeves. A lot of, like, I was folding laundry and it like fell off and basically my whole shirt fell off. So yeah, this can be kind of annoying. Anyway, I have, like I said, two finished objects. One of them is this pair of socks. Yay! I don't know if I'd cast these on the last episode. I can't remember. But here they are. I needed something for Barbenheimer. So yes, I watched Oppenheimer, then got a late lunch, early dinner, and then watched Barbie with my friends. I loved both of those movies, very much enjoyed them. I was listening to the theme song, the soundtrack of Barbie, and gosh, that I'm Just Ken song is so funny. Like, I get that it's ironic and dramatic, but some of it, you know, dramatically reflects on our lives. But anyway, so because I was going to be in a movie theater for like 5 hours, basically, I needed some very easy knitting because nothing I have on the needles is easy stockinette knitting. Nothing. everything I need a pattern. So I cast on these, and I'm happy that I did this because this is a Christmas gift for my sister-in-law. And I just thought, well, her favorite color is green, so I thought this would be really cute. And yeah, I mean, she could wear it in the winter, or she can wear them with her hiking boots, which is what I wear my socks with. Not hiking boots, but like boots. I wear them with boots. So that is this. These are heritage prints. I don't remember the colorway because it's just numbers, but it's one of the heritage prints. This is some sort of gray color. I'm not totally sure what it is, but it's something that I have leftovers of. And I do have, I think it's just under 40 grams left for the socks, or maybe it's like 35. And what I plan to do is make a little bow tie for Dexter the dog so that my sister-in-law can match her socks with her dog. I already looked up a couple different different patterns. So I'm gonna cast that on probably in the next couple weeks because I've been really sticking to the, if I get yarn out, then I'm gonna knit all of the yarn. So I'm going to make a cute bow tie. And then if I still have leftovers, that's when I'm not sure what I'll do, because that will be quite a lot, or it will be a lot to throw away, but not enough to really put into socks because they are self-striping. So we'll see. Maybe I could make like a baby hat and held double with a solid or something. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see how much the doggy bow tie uses, because maybe that ends up using quite a bit. Hopefully, because I'm gonna use more. So, Christmas gift down. The most exciting finished object is my Steph Young cardigan. I blocked it, the ends are woven in. The only thing that happened is, I don't know how, but at some point while I was blocking it, taking it out of the water or something, where I had seamed it, the yarn actually broke. So that's fantastic, but I have leftovers so I can seam it again. The other one is fine. And when I was looking at the inside, I did find the other end from where it broke. I'm kind of just gonna leave it. So yeah, this is what it looks like. It's gonna look great with this tank top outfit. So my sleeves are longer, which I like. They definitely blocked out longer. The thing that I don't love is the I-cord. So I did run out of yarn, but I had yarn that I liked with it. So I blocked this as tight or as down as I can. So then, whoop. So there's the cardigan. Doesn't it look so good? Does it make you want to knit one yourself? What would I do differently? So for the I-cord edging, it says pick up 2 stitches for every 3. And this is a DK as well. I would pick up every stitch because I don't love how this comes up. I don't hate it, but I would like it if it would be longer. So there it is, my Steph Young cardigan. I think it looks great. Super good. I did not alternate skeins because it's a pain in the butt. You can kind of see that the sleeve is a bit darker than up here. You can see this sleeve is a bit darker than up here. Yeah, so like I guess the first skein was lighter and then the rest of them are darker, but I feel like it's fine. Like it's not that noticeable. And at least the sleeves are uniform in that, like, I guess this one looks a little bit darker, but really not that noticeable. So the Savion is a cardigan pattern by Audrey Borrego. I knit the second size. I used pretty much all the yarn that I had. I knew I was gonna run out, so when I got to the ribbing, I ended the ribbing knowing I was gonna run out, and used some yarn that I dyed myself. So this is a Knit Picks yarn that it's like it's a Bear yarn. It has cashmere in it, but I think I melted the cashmere out. I felted it out. I don't know. It's definitely not that soft. I hand dyed this with avocado, and I think the color is really pretty. So I did pick out a tank top to knit. I should have enough yarn. I should be able to knit the tank top with these two, so that's what these are gonna be. I have not cast that on yet because I have a lot on the needles, but I will cast that on before the end of the year, no doubt, because I pulled the yarn, I used some of it, I need to fully use it. For probably the last time, the yarn that I used is Hey Sister Yarn Co. in the sepia colorway on their Fantastic base. They no longer dye yarn. Maybe you can find it on a D-stash or something, but I think the color turned out really well. So 2 completed, finished objects that look great. And I have been doing quite a lot of other knitting. So I had a sock that I started in Disney, and I think I got further. I honestly can't remember because I don't have a progress keeper on it, but here it is, and I can put it on a sock blocker. These are the Irving socks by Jaclyn Salem. And the yarn is leftover yarns from my Birds of a Feather in a Teal Torch Knit colorway. I think it's just really pretty. So there's the sock. So I just have a little bit more to go until I get to the toe. I'm really, really enjoying these. I'm thinking of knitting a second pair of these, potentially for my mom for Christmas, or I'm not sure, but I made these shorter because of using leftover yarn. But I still have quite a bit left, and I'm going to do the toes in this pink color because I just think that's going to be really cute. So I don't know, I could maybe do 2. Like, I could probably get away with having the toes be pink for this pair and then doing a second pair with the bright pink on the cuff. Okay, my hair is just everywhere. A bright pink on the cuff, and maybe if I found like a blue for the heel, that would be really cute, and then pink on the toe again, because I think I'm gonna have enough of that pink color as well. And then I could do another pair of socks, and I could even shorten them a bit. But even then, I feel like this is, you know, this is shorter already, and if I get rid of this, get rid of this, this is probably only like 20 grams anyway. So, we'll have to see. I'll have to weigh this when I'm finished. Very much enjoying it. This is in a Magner little mini bag. Really like it for socks and hats. I also have my favorite bag ever that I pretty much have a project in all the time. This is the Suburban Wrap, right? Suburban Wrap? Suburban? Yes. This is the Suburban Wrap by Joji Locatelli, which does have a progress keeper on it, and I made progress. Dun, 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 dun. So this is where I was last time. Pretty much had just started the orange. I did all the orange, and then I am, I think, 4 more rows until I do the orange again. So quite a bit of knitting. I brought this, a little spoiler, but my best friend and I, we went to Cleveland because a couple different reasons. One of my newest favorite bands, they're called Caskets. They're out of the UK. They're really, really good. If you like melodic screamo, then give them a listen. If you don't like screamo, don't listen to them. But anyway, or if you don't know if you like screamo or not, but you think you may like metal, give them a listen. I really like them. So I found out that they were going to be in Cleveland. Not that they were one of the supporting bands, but the main headliner was Bless the Fall, who I also like. And so I was like, hey, I think I'd send it to her offhandedly, because the yarn crawl that happened, that was 4 states right after coming back from LA for a month, they have they had a list of all of the yarn stores that were participating, which is honestly the best thing ever, because we then just pinned the ones that are in Cleveland. I did not realize there were so many yarn stores in Cleveland. So we want to make our own mini yarn crawl thing. So we went on Sunday because the concert was on a Sunday, which that's fine. So we were limited in the yarn stores that were open, but we still hit, I think, 4 yarn stores, and then went to the concert. And for the car ride up to Cleveland, I wanted something that was not that complicated, but also, that wasn't a sock, I guess, to be frank. I didn't feel like working on a sock. So I brought this, and I got pretty much a good chunk. I think I did all of the orange, and then I started the multicolor on that car ride. And yeah, so what is this? Section 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm about to finish section 5, and I think there's 11 or 12. So I'm just moseying along. Did I say this is Joji Locatelli? Joji Locatelli, which I think after I post this, it'll already be too late, but the Joji Fall knitting Cal, I think I'm saying that in not the right order, but the Joji Along is happening, and I think I'm gonna sign up. I'm not sure. I think I might. Maybe I'll just sign up with socks, just one pattern, but very much, I say this every time, I love these colors together. I think it's gonna look fantastic for the fall, looks great with jean jackets. I am like a broken record. Is that actually gonna make sense to people? Broken record? Because we're talking about record players and how it repeats when it gets it's off, which isn't a thing that happens anymore. What's the new phrase? What's the new phrase for you're repeating yourself? There's got to be one, right? I mean, even for me, I didn't have a record. My dad had a record player, but it was in the basement. And blasphemy, I don't love record players. I don't love the sound quality that comes out of them. I don't like that crackly thing. I would rather just use my speakers, right? I know, sue me. I'm a millennial who doesn't love records. But anyway, total tangent there. So yeah, this is what it is. Great, love it. The yarn is Backyard fibers, which they no longer dye. I purchased these not as a set. I bought them all individually at the very first Stitches Midwest that I went to, which obviously Stitches went under, so that's no longer a thing. But here they are. It looks fabulous. And if you are curious, here is what the logo looks like. Marine was the blue, Bittersweet was the orange, and Trading Post was the multicolor one. And the bag is Daisy Girl and Company. Now on to things that I've cast on since the last episode, which I shouldn't have cast on, but I did. This is using Shawl in a Ball by Lion Brand, and it is the Moonstone colorway. This has just been sitting up over here, and I see it while I'm working. And I kind of mentioned I don't have anything that's mindless, and I don't have anything that's mindless. So while I'm working, I can't knit. So I am in the middle of a row. That's right, because I was waiting for my pizza. Okay, hold on while I finish this. Okay. Here it is. I cannot remember what this pattern is. I think it recently released. It is free, and I think it uses DK, but you can use whatever you want, to be honest. It is a very simple pattern. I almost wonder if it's the Sophie shawl, but with these eyelets. The shape is very similar. What am I knitting this for? I don't really know. It's definitely going to be a gift. I'm not sure for who though. At first I was thinking it would be a gift for my boss, but then I have this idea to crochet little amigurumis for everybody to have on their desk. And I think it would be, I don't know, like if I didn't make a little amigurumi for my boss, I just made her the scarf. I don't know. I feel like I'd rather everybody be the same. I could also donate it to the women's shelter that I volunteered at, which I honestly hadn't even thought of, but one of my coworkers saw me knitting on a sock and she's like, oh, you could make socks for the shelter. And I was like, ooh, that's expensive. Because I didn't go into it, but like even these, which used pretty economical yarn, this is still $20. And then I also started timing, so it was about 15 minutes per stripe. So 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 8 hours to make this sock. So plus the other one, that's 16 hours that I spent making socks. And I don't know if the shelter is the place to donate hand knit socks. Anyway, a scarf though, I think so. And I feel like this I think it's very trendy, right? I think it looks really good. So this is the Shawl in a Ball. It is quite the mess. And I think this is the last one I have. I think I bought 3 of them. I really like this yarn. I'm kind of sad that this is discontinued because I think I made one for my grandma, one for my previous boss, which is why it was like kind of fitting if I made this for my current boss. But yeah, I've really liked these. They're really nice. You can just toss them in the wash. I think they're, what is it? 61% cotton, 34% acrylic, 5% other fiber, which is, I don't know if it's the sparkly stuff that's in there. I like them. I really like them. So if you ever randomly see these at a garage sale or something, I'd pick it up. I very much enjoyed them. This being the third one. It knits up really quickly and it's pretty thin yarn, but I think it looks good knit on a larger gauge. And the color change just is really nice. I have this inside of my Freckled Whimsy project bag, which is one of the first project bags I ever purchased and one of the first indie dyed yarns I ever purchased online. And then lastly, I finally got my yarn for my test knit and started my test knit. And here it is. So I have it on these guys because these are live stitches. This is the back panel, which I know you can't really tell right now, but it's got this B stitch and then these cables, and then this honeycomb cable, and that's your center. And what I now need to do is pick up stitches along this curved edge. And I counted the amount of stitches that are on that curved edge matches the amount of stitches I need to pick up. So I'm just gonna just be very careful because I like my picked up stitches to match, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be continuing in pattern, and that's how I'm going to knit the front. And then I guess it's gonna pick up on this side as well. And then I believe I will, I don't know if it's at this point that I knit in the round or what, but you're knitting the front, like the panel with the arm holes, and then you connect it all together and then you'll knit in the round. The yarn that I'm using is Drops Air. Done. Drops Air looks like this. This is the color 41, like a lilac lavender color. I think I'd shown it on the last podcast and I kind of was like, oh, did I buy enough? No, I didn't. I don't know what I was thinking. And the original, like, I don't have the receipt of the original purchase, because I'm like, why would I have only bought 6? So I placed another order, and then I also bought an extra skein in that other order just in case I like want to make it longer or something. So that's that. It's going really quickly, actually, like pretty quickly. I am taking notes on my iPad. It's like, that is the way that I now knit, is using my iPad and marking things off. And I really, really like it. And this is in my Fat Squirrel bag. And that's that. Those are all the things that I've been actively working on. I did purchase yarn, went on a little yarn crawl. I do not need the Drops Air in here. I did put it so I could put it in this bag. Went to a couple, those 4 yarn stores up in Cleveland, and I think it was all on my Instagram stories. So I don't remember the names of the stores, but maybe I'll write them down in the description box, the stores we went to. So the first store we went to, I bought the ridiculous hand-dyed yarn in Corn Maze. I loved this yarn. I loved how it looked. They didn't have multiple skeins, and there wasn't anything combining it that I could like pair with it that I liked. So I just went with the one skein. And this was $31. And then I purchased this. I'd never heard of this. This is Rico Rumi Spin DK 100% cotton. This was $6.50. And it's two-tone. It's like gray and taupe. I just thought I could make either a cute washcloth or something to wipe the dishes with. I'm kind of leaning towards washcloth or face wash, or face towel, hand towel. Something that I will personally use on myself, not on my dirty dishes. And it's really soft, and I loved how cute and little it was. Next place we went to, they had the Smart Sticks by Knitter's Pride. I've wanted to try these out for years, just to see. So I grabbed one in the US 2.5 3mm. I feel like I use 3mm enough that I wanted to grab another, and I don't have a ton of them. I don't have a ton of 2.5. And then they also had Mad Tosh Shibui Knits Ice Cap Speckle. I loved this. So it's a white base with a like purple gray speckles. It reminds me of birch, but just a different color. And I kept pointing it out. They only had one, so I only grabbed one. But then the next store we went to, they also had one. So I bought another one. So now I have two of this colorway, and I love it. I wish I had found a third one. I also picked up this Trendsetter Yarns Impress 50% bio cotton, 50% soy. It's 150 grams, and it's another gradient. I was like, I can make a really interesting top out of this. I'm not really sure how, because you know my gradient's gonna break between the sleeves, but I'm not sure. I just thought I'd try it out. And then at the last store, they carried this brand. And they had so many of their yarns. And so I bought a sweaters quantity of this terrazzo. And I bought it with a sweater in mind that I can't remember. I need to go look through my phone's open tabs and find the Ravelry tab where I had the sweater that I was looking at. And those are the yarns that I purchased. Not terrible, especially since technically I'm subtracting out the drops yarn, the shawl in a ball yarn, the sock yarn, because I don't think I had started that, and the 2 skeins of the hand-dyed yarn, because I used some of it up for the I-cord. So I might have only added like 4 skeins into the, oh, false. I went to Joann's today. I had a really good workout session. I went into the gym to run 5 miles, and I left having run 6.35. I didn't run the whole thing, but I walked less than half a mile. I think I walked half a mile out of the total. So I just felt really good about that. So I went to Joann's. It looks more dramatic than it is. I bought 5 skeins of Lion Brand Pound of Love. They were 25% off. And I bought this to make that blanket. This blanket right here. The Motley blanket. I have wanted to make this blanket ever since I got this book, which is signed. Yay! I love when I can get my book signed. I met Tony Lipsy at Yarnbirds, The Nest. She came and was signing books. So this is Tunisian crochet. I have never tried it, and I've been wanting to make that blanket. And I thought, how about I not spend a ton of money on the yarn to make the blanket? So I saw that these were on sale and I like the colors. This one is Sugar Cookie, Mocha, Pumpkin Pie, Quartz, and Olive. So together, now this is a lot of yarn. Together it looks like this. And that will be a blanket that I will not start until I finish my northeasterly, which I have not touched. I frankly don't even remember what the pattern is, so I need to look that up again. And that's that. The last little bit of the podcast is just chit chat about my life or things that I'm thinking about. Let me show you an update on my knitting journal and my reading journal, because I've actually been staying caught up. So this is my knitting journal, this is my reading journal. They're both Archer and Olive. This one I bought a couple years ago and I just kept falling off with updating it. So when's the first year that I started? Would it have been 2020? Yeah, it was 2020, which is why I stopped. So, and I wanted to do so many cool things with it. Like, you know, this was me tracking my reading. I did some decorating, and then I left all this space to write. And then I wanted to do like stats, and there's another one with like books that are coming out. And I struggled to keep up with it. And then again, I tried in 2021 and I again had to, you know, like I shrink it down. So I was writing less and it just didn't stick until 2023. So I made some goals and I did a challenge. I have a challenge going, and then I do have book releases that I'm excited for. And then I did author completions because I just love completing things. So thought I would do that. And I am pretty dang far on my Silvia Moreno Garcia, which I have 2 more books of hers from the library, Silver Nitrate and Signal to Noise. And then I own Mexican Gothic. And then the other ones are harder to find. So I'm getting there. I'm also going to be seeing her in like 2 weeks. She's coming to Columbus, so I'm very excited about that. And then Colson Whitehead, I pretty good on Colson Whitehead. Kazuo Ishiguro, not as much. I don't think I've read a single book of his this year. And then I've got my ambitious ones that I have not really touched. And yeah, so, you know, this is, I think I've showed you what January looked like. And I capture quotes and I also print out pictures. And then my like monthly recap thing is very easy. I just put in like how many books I read, how many pages, what is the genre I read the most, and then what's the medium. So like basically audiobook, Kindle book, library book, which I know Kindle books are mostly library, but I like to separate them. And then physical books are my groupings. So, what to... So I got like, here's April. I've got my book, some stickers. And a lot of times I have nothing to do with the book. I have fan fiction, like fanfic art. I love doing that. I made little mountains because I don't want to write anymore. I did like a splice of a piece of paper that I had. So like technically it's all smaller, but I don't know. I thought I'd try that. And then I wrote on this piece. I really like this book, like surprisingly, I really like this book. This is called The Prince of the Skies, and it is about, what is his name? Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, who is the author of A Little Prince. I just really liked it. There's a couple quotes. So it's written in French and then it's translated. Quotes that I liked. Careful people get to be old. Those who are not careful get to the end of the world. And then technically it can't be done. Technically, the brain is a mass of flesh and dreams don't exist. I really liked it. It was a good reading month because I read The Maid, which was really good, which there's another book by this author coming out this year. It's got a blue cover. I think it might be Molly Maid. I think it might be a continuation in the series. And then I also read People We Met on Vacation, which I love Emily Henry. I didn't think I would love her so much. So yeah, it's just, some are more decorated than others. So there's another Emily Henry book, which I used a stamp on. This one I need a picture of Mary Queen of Scots. And then I need to finish June or July and August. So I kind of like to do them in groups. So that is my reading journal. And then my crafty journal, pretty updated. So there's a hat from March, and I clearly don't finish as much as I read, but there's my Missoni accomplished. I have a little picture of me, the yarn label, some cute stickers, more yarn labels, pictures of what I made, funny llama, the donation hats, right? It's just fun. I have another donation hat that I need to take a picture of and put in here. Oop. And oh, these I need to take a picture of. They were on the sock blockers and I just took them off. There's another donation hat, Disney themed, because I was at Disney August. And then there's my Savion cardigan placeholder to take a picture of that. So you can kind of see what I do. I put in stash changes, and then this is just a spot for notes. I really typically don't write anything in here. So I'm debating on, if I should keep having this there. But probably my favorite thing is just the ongoing projects I have, and then if I finish any of them. So there's Savion cardigan. I very much like it. You can see that this is going to take me years to fill up, but it's just another fun thing to do. If you have stickers and you don't know what to do with the stickers, make a craft journal. It's just fun. It's more, creative than a Ravelry project page. And I find that it's quicker for me to update with my general thoughts in that journal than it is on Ravelry, even though my phone is closer to me. But yeah. What are my predictions for the next episode? What am I gonna have finished? Well, I think I'm gonna have my socks finished, which I might have predicted last time, but I didn't have those other socks on. I will have the socks finished, and I will have my sweater finished, my test sweater, and those are the two things I'll have finished. Those are my predictions. I would love to have the shawl finished as well, but I don't think I can swing both the sweater and the shawl. I don't think that's gonna happen. So those are the predictions. Thank you for tuning into another episode. If you're new, welcome. Thanks for sticking to the end. If you're returning, I really do appreciate you. And if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Follow if you would like to. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.